Greetings and good tidings, folks. This is Cormac, your friendly neighborhood holistic health coach, navigating through the jungles of holistic health and wellness. It is day 3 of the 30-day Raw Vegan Challenge, August 3rd, 2025. Before we begin, I have a joke for you, though. How do you know if someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you right away. Which reminds me of the joke about New Yorkers. How do you know if a New Yorker is a New Yorker? They'll tell you right away. Yeah, we do that. So, but this vegan joke does touch on a touchy subject. Pardon me while I consult my notes. While I like to think of myself as not an annoying person and relatively low maintenance, it is inevitable that I will have to mention, my diet preferences when eating out with others. Then it becomes a discussion and there's lots of inquiry, and then I have to explain myself. And then when it comes to the ethical aspect of it, it makes me uncomfortable having to bring it up. I mean, do we have to murder animals to eat? And obviously not. I've been doing this for 35 years or so, and I'm living proof that it can be done. But normally I think I know after, 30 years doing this, I know how to, let's say parlay or, make a conversation, ease into a way of talking about veganism that's not offensive or doesn't create controversy or animosity, because I don't want to come off as judgmental. I'm just doing my thing. You could do your thing. I'm not a judgmental person like that. And I just know how the world is. It's like that. And there's just things in the world that you can't change, and things that people do that they'll always do. And the best we can do is manage our own lives and do the best we can. And hopefully it will have a positive ripple effect on others. And just the same, negative stuff has a negative ripple effect, so our own being a living example of a good ethical person, just taking care of yourself and not causing harm or violence to others is really, most of it. So this choice to embrace a vegan diet and lifestyle requires some emotional intelligence, patience, non-judgment, and an ability to take the heat and flack from the cynics. The cynics and the naysayers, which could be close friends and family, people you love, or even your own spouses, children, parents, whatever. You're going to get it. And you just got to deal with it. And eventually they'll get used to it, and, it'll just become, part of, your life, their lives. It's just a normal thing. And everybody just adjusts and accommodates each other, hopefully. Not only do we have to have the challenge of having to do the extra work of procuring, healthy, nutritious, and appropriate plant-based foods, we have to navigate through a minefield of society that scoffs at veganism at large. I will grant that, though, a lot has changed over the decades, and, modern culture has ramped up its accommodations for vegans, so it's a lot easier now. So, what is the definition of veganism? According to the Oxford Dictionary, the practice of not eating or using any animal products, including meat, milk, leather, etc. Personally, I do have maybe a leather belt or some leather shoes here and there. I do buy some leather occasionally. I try not to if I don't have to. So I'm not 100% vegan in that way, but I do practice. Even in my own home, I don't kill insects if I don't have to, believe it or not. I'll take a spider or even a roach, whatever, throw it out the window, throw it out the door. Mosquito, if I don't have to kill it, well, maybe I'll smack a mosquito. I have children. Anyway, let's see, where are we at? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot easier now. So while we think of veganism as a diet, it really is a mindset, a lifestyle, and an ethical position. Before I became vegan or even vegetarian, I was a yoga and meditation practitioner. Yoga and meditation is born out of yoga, or rather, meditation is born out of Hinduism and Buddhism. Yoga is born out of Hinduism. And there's an emphasis on non-harm and killing and of other sentient beings as a core practice, core ethical practice in Buddhism and Hinduism and yoga. And so I am essentially, and the Sanskrit word for that is ahimsa. That means non-killing or non-harming or non-violence. And this applies to animals and humans as well. So essentially I am an ahimsa practitioner, which manifests into my diet and lifestyle. Okay, so a recap, a review of how I'm feeling today after 2 days and being on the day 3 of the Raw Vegan Challenge. I feel great, actually. I have a lot of energy today and mental clarity. Funny enough, I don't have any cravings and hunger. I haven't had any hunger really over the past few days yet. I guess I eat in time, or I eat enough, or also, I think I have a pretty healthy and robust metabolism. So I can go for long periods of time without eating, without losing energy or, getting any brain fog or energy loss. So I feel fortunate in that case. It's not the case for everyone. So everybody has to monitor themselves and make sure that they have, the proper energy inputs to maintain themselves for the day. But otherwise I do have a pretty healthy energy reserve, otherwise known as fat. I'm a little overweight, which reminds me, this morning I weighed myself. This is good news. And I was 203 pounds, which is 7 pounds down from last week when I weighed myself. So isn't that amazing? I'm not sure if I lost this weight over the past 3 days or if I was already starting to lose weight from, last week. I'm not sure. I'm not overly focused on losing weight on this diet. It's more so for, healthy change and breaking bad habits and creating new good habits. But I was getting up there. I was getting kind of pretty overweight. And I can get up to 220 or possibly even 230 if, I've been up to 220 before, and I'm 6 feet tall. I should be about 195 normally, I think. Anyway, I'm not overly concerned about weight loss, but it's happening. And I don't want to look too skinny though, too, at the same time. All right. So anyway, so I'm going to have to exercise more to build up the muscle. What did I eat yesterday? Pretty much the same as day 1. I started out with a glass of lemon water. Breakfast was a smoothie with frozen banana, cup and a half of coconut water, some hemp seeds, about a quarter cup of hemp seeds, shelled hemp seeds, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, 2 dates for the sweetness. And that was it. That was delicious and satisfying and sustained me for a good few hours until lunchtime. Same as yesterday, the day before, I had 5 apples for lunch from our apple tree. And then for dinner, I made a big salad. I was really looking forward to this big, delicious salad. But funny enough, halfway eating through the salad, I just couldn't finish it. I wasn't hungry. I wasn't hungry really, actually, which is interesting. And then I just didn't want to do all the work of the chewing, and I felt like it was kind of unnecessary. Like I didn't need any more food for the day. Like I had enough. Like I was satisfied. I had the energy, and I was like, this is, useless. But what I did do, I actually had boiled some corn for my family, and I did eat an ear of corn, boiled ear of corn. So I did cheat a little bit, and I feel no guilt for it. Okay, I'm not trying to be perfect on this diet. I'm just doing the best I can, and there will be some cheating, a little bit, a teeny tiny amount of healthy cheating. An ear of corn, And what else did I do? I toasted some walnuts and sesame seeds and put that on the salad. So that breaks the rule of the raw vegan diet, doesn't it? I added some heat to the walnuts and the sesame seeds. Ooh. So, but mostly, I would say I am 95% raw, and I will probably maintain that amount for the duration of the diet. Anyway, I don't want to ramble on too much longer. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, why did I toast the nuts? Because it actually adds flavor and aids in digestibility, according to Anne Marie Coleman, famous holistic health counselor and writer and cook. I did take a course with her one day. Very impressive person. Okay, so wrapping it up here. It feels like going vegan, or specifically in the raw vegan diet, is like going sober. It's like, we're removing an intense stimulant in our lives, and when we do that, repressed emotions or feelings and stuff can come up and start to surface, and so we got to be prepared for that. Okay, you might start to have a lot of heavy emotions and feelings, and just be careful not to lash out at others as well, and do some good self-care and meditation. Even really try to be quiet and calm. All right, so wrapping it up. Now, if you want to join me on this journey, you can contact me at mccourtcormac@gmail.com. That's mccourtcormac@gmail.com. You can find the link or the email below, and contact me that way to book a call to see if we can make a program that fits you and your lifestyle. All right? Woo, pardon me, I'm sweating here. It's a hot day here in the San Fernando Valley. I'm in this hot car with no AC right now. Don't want to turn on the AC because it's pretty noisy. Anyway, so yes, give me a shout. Call me. Contact me, rather. Email mccourtcormac@gmail.com. All right. And the pearl of wisdom for the day. Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a salad. All right, folks, that's it for today. All the best until tomorrow.